Welcome back to my dark corner of this sick world.
I was warned you might appear like one of your own illusions out of nowhere.
As well as George Zucco there, Scared to Death also features one of Dark Corner's old friends.
Oh, yes. Old friends.
Just for the record, it is perfectly possible to love Bela Lugosi without loving all of his films.
Something to think about.
This is one of only 2 colour films Lugosi made, and while he's great...
If I allowed myself to be announced, I doubt I would be received anywhere.
Some of the other actors...
Lilybeth, the woman I love.
But that's not the main problem.
You won't get any story here.
I love it when they say stuff like that, but it's not 100% accurate.
I'm afraid there's more truth in that than you suspect.
Scared to Death has more of a surplus of plot.
Does it remind you of something, perhaps?
Everything, really. It's as if, in the absence of an actual story, someone decided to shovel on every cliché to confuse the audience into submission.
The whole thing don't seem hardly serious to me.
So we have the dumb cop,
One must not expect too much of certain types of mentality.
the fast-talking reporter,
Look, Doctor, nobody ever wants reporters, but then something happens and there they are.
who is of course a jerk, particularly to his fiancée,
Jane Cornell. Good for dull days in a man's life.
who is also a cliché.
I mentioned it to you, but you're so scatterbrained.
And, why not, Lugosi is accompanied by...
Inigo, a dwarf, one of the little men.
because dwarf was a word that needed clarification. Played by Angelo Rossito, who had a remarkable 60-year acting career, most notably appearing in Freaks.
Freaks! Get out of here!
To keep us guessing, the clues come thick and fast.
What were you doing in the basement?
Suspicious.
Leo was once confined in this house when it was an institution for the insane.
Very suspicious.
Did you ever hear of a dance team called Renee and Lorette?
Not suspicious, but apparently still a clue. Although, I'm not quite sure what to, because at this point, and right up until the end of the movie, despite cops, reporters, and everyone doing their own investigation, no crime has been committed.
But nothing has happened.
There are secret doors. Dr. Van E, great name, is hit over the head. And naturally, the maid faints. Repeatedly.
Lilybeth! Gee,
There's hypnosis.
Wake up!
Crashing music cues.
It's addressed to you in green ink with a warning. Look out for the man with the green mask.
And a head in a box. Also, a mysterious masked face at the window. Roughly every 7.5 minutes throughout the film.
Didn't she marry young Ward Van Evil for persecution?
I guess they got some sense. Murdered body, and I'm in. He'd asked her, and she'd snap.
How will it all be unravelled?
By morning, let us hope no explanations will be necessary. Everything will have explained itself.
Not bloody likely. I do think this was designed to be confusing, so the audience were left with so many questions that the complete absence of logic went unnoticed.
Are you any wiser than you were a moment ago?
But then, when they edited it, they realised they had a film in which no one could even begin to guess the plot.
If you don't know, how should I?
So they added a framing device, opening with the autopsy of the eventual victim.
One hastes to perform an autopsy on a beautiful woman.
There she is, naked, and there's nothing I can do. This victim then provides narration for the rest of the film, possibly the first time a dead character had done this, preempting films like Sunset Boulevard and American Beauty. Although, I don't feel like they've quite nailed it yet.
From the day a mysterious caller came to see Dr. Van E.
Well, I mean, that's just one example.
Then came this sinister pair.
but actually they are all like that.
A gruesome surprise was in store for me the following morning.
Actually, these are my favourite bits of the film.
Yes, I was scared. Scared of my life.
The theory that these were added later to explicate a nonsensical plot is one I borrowed from Lugosi biographer Arthur Lenig, and I think it rings true, even though it doesn't remotely work.
At last he had me under his power.
For some reason. So the film remains a collection of red herrings.
Excuse me, lady.
And dislikable characters.
Baby, I'm gonna miss you an awful lot when I grow tired of you.
Prefacing a murder by death mask.
I am here, and I will have my revenge.
No! No, don't touch me!
That seems largely unconnected to much of what has gone before, existing only to justify the title.
She was literally scared to death.
Still, it's Bela Lugosi, asking a question that plagued him for most of his career.
Why do you persist in making me the villain, Mr. Lee?
Actually, Mr. Lee would have the same question.
I'll make a bet the man in green will get you yet.
Thanks for watching. If you'd like to learn more about Bela Lugosi, then check out our special here. What's the most confusing film you've ever seen? Let us know in the comments below.
Get out, I tell you, you have no business here.